Okay, so
All right.
welcome to the Treeo Podcast. What are we calling this thing?
Just the Treeo Podcast. We'll just upload it to the YouTube channel.
Alright, the Treeo Podcast. So, how's your day been?
It's been great. Let's just start off with, so we were going to do a video because it's been 5 months since our last video, and that was an Outbreak video on Rainbow Six Siege, and obviously Outbreak isn't out anymore. And we were going to try and see like Fortnite parodies like on fucking Roblox and shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did not turn out really good. Roman has the recording of it, but it was just so cancerous, and it was so weird.
It was trying to sell me everything, and at one point I probably spent 200 Robux on a minigun or something.
Yeah, because you would fucking walk in the street and there would be something up in front of you and you couldn't see it. You would walk through it and boom, you're automatically buying something. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, I have a story that happened last year. Alright, so this story goes where my friend, he's not my friend anymore, but he, faked his suicide, kind of. Basically what happened was, it was a dance. And you know when you have those cheesy ass dance with like the teachers or the DJs and they're playing the fucking Ed Sheeran and shit because they think that's what we like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're in the gym, right, where all the sweaty things happen. And we're in the gym and there's like, it's packed, right? There's a lot of people were there with like the people that they liked. They asked out, right? So I asked out this one girl. She said yes, right? And the music, we didn't really like dance or whatever. We got food and we sat in the fucking corner and just talked the whole time. It was like 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking for like an hour, yeah? And we were talking, and then I start hearing a bunch of shit about this one guy that's like getting pissed at everybody and saying a bunch of shit. So I'm like, hey guys, I'll be right back, right? So there's a hallway and then there's a door to the gym, and the door to the gym, it's open. So I'm standing in the doorway so I don't like make it obvious that I'm listening to them. And they're like, dude, he's saying that he wants to kill himself. And I'm like, what? Right? That's what I'm thinking in my mind. And I'm like, I go out and I'm like, who? And then he's like, this kid. Right? So I'm just going to call him Nathan, right? They're like, this kid, he's saying that he wants to kill himself, right? So I'm like, okay, let's just calm him down. And we calm him down. It takes like 5 minutes. And then I go back. I'm just eating food again. And then everybody, like one guy comes up to me. He's like, dude, he ran off. I'm like, okay, fuck, this is serious. So I get up and I ran outside the gym and I'm just trying to find this kid, and I found him and he was like about to leave the school. So I go after him and I'm like, dude, just calm down. And we start walking back and I calm him down. It takes like 2 minutes to calm him down. And as we're walking, he elbows my leg and then he just runs off into the direction of the exit. So by the time I get to the exit, he's gone. I don't know where he is, right? So I go back to the gym. And I'm telling people, like, we have to get a teacher. We have to get somebody out there. And it was one of, like, my heart was fucking pounding because I thought he was going to, like, I thought that I was going to wake up the next day. There was going to be a police report on the fucking news saying, oh, Nathan died. Fuck. You know? So I was scared because at the time, he was one of my best friends. And that was such a dick thing that he did, right? So, like, people ran to the fucking front of the school, right? And we couldn't find him. And so we went back inside and I went to a corner with one of my other friends, and we just started crying. Like, we thought that we literally just witnessed a suicide.
Yeah.
And the first person that we see to come in, not the people who ran out to try and find the kid to save him, but the fucking kid who did it, Nathan. He comes in, and we're like, what the fuck? He's there? As we're bawling our fucking eyes off. And then he's like, he comes up to us. He's like, dude, it was just a prank. Like, I was just testing you guys to see if you guys were real friends.
Yeah.
Guess who turned out to be the real friend?
What an asshole.
Yeah. And I was fucking bawling. And so I got up and I grabbed his shoulders and I pushed him to the fucking ground. And I said, if you think that's a test, you're fucking mental. And I told him, get all your shit and leave. And that's what he fucking did. He left. He called his mom and he left. And I told one of the teachers as I'm fucking crying. And, like, a bunch of kids, like these kids are like the quote unquote tough kids. They're in the bathroom, they're just fucking crying. Like they're so traumatized that this happened that they're crying. And I'm one of those fucking kids. So I'm just crying because of this. Like, and I'm in the bathroom. I wash my eyes out and I go back and I'm just, the night was basically fucking ruined because of that.
What an asshole-ish thing to do. Like, if that...
Yeah, and the thing is he didn't get suspended or anything.
Yeah. If he thinks that's all right, then he has freaking schizophrenia or something. So, I'm gonna tell another story. It's about, Nick and Adam.
Oh, yeah. He told me about this when I was playing H1, like earlier today.
Yeah, so basically, it's your very average classic affair thing where Adam and Elena were girlfriends and...
Wait. Like girlfriend and boyfriend?
Yes, girlfriend and boyfriend. And then Nick shows up and Elena starts loving him and it like evolves into this sort of mess. Adam finds Nick and Elena just hanging out and kind of eavesdrops. I saw it at lunch. And then, Adam was, like, pissed. So, like, he started with a blow to, Nick's
Holy shit.
head. And then it evolves into a sort of fight. And then it was down the aisle, right? Like I was down the aisle freaking talking to my friend. And then I see this freaking fight. And it's coming towards me. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then basically it was coming towards me. I thought it was like, oh, the teachers will handle this. But no. The teachers did fucking nothing. And then it just comes towards me. And then next thing I see is, I see Adam's head freaking,
oh god,
falling down and then hitting the lunch seat. And then it was bleeding like crazy. It was busted.
Okay, so Adam was the winner, right?
Yeah, Adam was the winner.
Holy fucking shit, dude. The fights at that school, like the fights at my school.
They both got suspension for 2 weeks, which is, I guess, I don't know.
Okay, I have a fucking story that reminds me, because you said suspension, and this story is fucking crazy. And this story doesn't involve fighting, it involves sexual fucking harassment at my school, dude.
Oh my god.
And my school's like, there's nothing of that, right? So, this kid, I'm just calling this kid, right? One of my best friends, she's like my everything, like every time she goes to a different class, I hug her, like we're best friends, right? Nothing but it, right? So, I'm just like talking to her, right? And then the next day comes and I have to, like, because I have an instrument, I do the clarinet, and I didn't want to lose it that day, so I went in the morning. I asked my teacher, hey, can I go and put this in the band room so I don't lose it? And he's like, yeah, sure, no, go ahead. So I go into the band room, I place it in, right? And as I'm walking back, I find my friend Hanya. So I go up to her, and we're in the same class. She was just trying to go to the dance tryouts, right? So I go up to her, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, oh, hey, what's up? And then she's like, I have something to tell you. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And then she's just like, okay, don't laugh at this. Like, this is really fucked up. And I'm like, okay. Like, she must be serious, because she never tells me anything. Like, well, she tells me serious stuff, but it's almost never serious, right? So she's telling me, like, this one kid, he was pretending to bend me over and, I'm just gonna say that.
Oh my god.
And
that is insane.
And she was so fucking scared of this kid because he, like, everywhere he went, she went. At one point, he was running from him so much that she had to run into the girls' bathroom just to get away from him.
Oh my god.
And she went into the girls' bathroom, she went into a stall and fucking locked it and stayed in there for, like, the first 10 minutes of her first period. Right? So I'm like, wait, where is she? So I'm like, okay, this is weird. Did you tell a teacher? And then she's like, yeah, I just told one of the teachers right now. I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird, right? So we're walking to, like, we have the first class together, so we're walking, right? And I'm like, oh, do you have a problem with him? Like, I know you have a problem with him, but, like, he's in this class. Like, do you mind him being there? And then she's like, no, right? So she's backing up from the class, and when she saw him in the class, she started fucking crying, right? So I go up to the teacher, I go inside the class, and I'm like, hey, can I talk to you outside? And then he's like, yeah. And then she sees the girl crying, right? So he goes outside, he talks to her, and at this point, I'm inside, and I'm inside the classroom. I'm just like, I'm mind blown because that fucking happened. And the kid, he got caught, he admitted to it, and he got suspended for 1 day.
1 day? What?
1 day.
That is insane.
Yeah, and it's so fucking stupid that he only got suspended for 1 day.
That is stupid as hell, man. It's freaking sexual harassment. That's a freaking crime.
Yeah, and he was like pretending to do that in the middle of class, and she was so scared of him because he was like chasing her around the school.
It's not a joke.
And like, yeah, it's not like she was laughing while he was chasing him. She was almost crying every time she chased him.
Oh my god.
And before that, like a few weeks before that, I'm in line with lunch, and he liked her, right? So apparently that's his way of showing her that he likes her, which is bullshit. I'm in line, and I hear a conversation of one of her friends talking to him, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, he's trying to ask her out by doing all this stupid, weird shit to her, right? So I'm talking to him, right? And I'm saying, like, if you want to go out with her, then you have to respect her, and if she doesn't like you, you have to respect that. And he's like, I'm not trying to go out with her, then what the hell are you doing? Right? So I'm like, you have to respect her, and you have to respect her space, and if you don't, she's gonna think you're a weird asshole. And that's like exactly what I told him. And then we go into lunch, and that's the end of that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was just, oh, dude, like, my school is so fucking weird. And there's this kid who tried to break a girl's arm.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's not that much of a story because I wasn't there for it. He just told me, he was like, yeah, I got suspended for 3 days because I tried to break this girl's arm. And I'm like, why are you bragging about that? You should get suspended you should get expelled, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
but he only got suspended for 3 days.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Yeah, so we were at this isn't really a story, this is just what's currently happening in the Treeo community. So we were at Roman's house, and we did a little bootleg Rainbow Six Siege Pro League. And that video, he's trying to get it done, but me and Ricardo have not sent him the webcam footage. And we're trying to do that to get it out as soon as possible for you guys. It's actually a pretty good video. Like the whole Rainbow Six Siege Pro League thing, it's actually really cool. That's basically that's what's going on. I tried to record a vlog, and I edited it as soon as I got home. It took me like 30 minutes to edit. And I was trying to download it on my desktop, and something went wrong. Okay, so this one, it deals with Ricardo from the Treeo. He was in the Roblox video with the Roman. So basically, down the street from us, there's these kids that are annoying, and we used to be friends with them, but now we're not because they were annoying, right? So there's this little kid, and the younger brother, there's a younger brother and an older brother. The older brother is about my age, so about 12. I'm 13, but I was 12 like a couple of months ago. So me and Ricardo have these boards on logs because we like to use our mountain bikes to, like, we use them as ramps. Not our mountain bikes, but we go on our mountain bikes and, use them as ramps. And they wanted to come in our backyard, and we said no because we were, like, trying to build stuff. And every time that we let them in our backyard while we were building the ramps, they would, like, run our hands over and shit. So we were like, no, let us build the ramps. We'll invite you in a little bit. And they got so offended. And it was so funny. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't really care. And neither did Ricardo. So as we're building these ramps, there's one that's really long, that goes up really long, but it's not that big of a drop. And then there's another one that goes up a little bit, and it gets you a lot of air.
Yeah.
So we're going on the ramps, and then they're like, can we come in now? And we didn't really want them to just come in, because, like, we didn't really want to talk to them right then, because they were annoying. Because that's you're a kid and you think people are annoying, right? So we didn't want them to come in. We were annoyed with them. So we were like, you know what, guys, just come back tomorrow. And they took that like I said, fuck your mother, she's a whore. And I didn't say that. I said, no, guys, you know what? Just come back tomorrow and we'll let you guys in. And they're like, but we want to come in now. And I'm like, okay, well, you can't come in now. It's our backyard. And then the little kid, he gets on his bike and he's like, well, guess what? We're not going to let you in our backyard whenever you want to go in our backyard. And we're going to be making ramps and they're going to be 10 times better than yours. And your ramps are stupid. Like, he was like being one of those kids, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't care. And then I get into a whole argument. Like, dude, can you tell your little brother to just get out of here? Like, you're fine, but your little brother, he's just being annoying. And then I'm like, can you guys leave? And the little kid, he grabs his bike and he rams it into my gate, right? And I'm like, dude, stop. And he rams it in again. And I open up the gate and I grab his bike, about to throw it down. I grab it and I'm just thinking, man, is it really worth it to throw this little kid down because he's being annoying? So I'm like, okay, you know what? Leave now. That's what I tell them. And they don't like us swearing around them, and they've told us that many times. And I'm like, get the fuck off of our property right now before we go to your parents' house. I tell them every shit that you did, right? So they get off our property. And the next day, me and Ricardo, we're not going to let them in our backyard after that shit, right? So me and Ricardo are on the street. We're just riding up and down the street, going around the block a few times. And then they come along. And they have a bunch of bamboo on their lawn. So they pick it up. And they're following us. And they're trying to whack our not the big brother, but the little brother. They're trying to whack our tires so that we'll fall down and get hurt, right? And we're like, stop. And at first he's doing it to Ricardo. And Ricardo, he never swears at them because he does not want to be mean. Ricardo's the nicest kid I know. Well, next to Roman. But so Ricardo's like one of the nicest kid I know, right? So he's whacking it to Ricardo and then he's whacking it to mine. And I'm like, dude, please stop. And Ricardo's like, yeah, guys, come on. Can you just stop? Can you tell him to stop? And then he's like, dude, come on, kid, stop. Like the older brother to the younger brother. And he's like, no, you don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. You know, like one of those kids. And so it gets to the point where Ricardo gets so hot-headed that he just says, I swear to fucking God, you retard. You better fucking stop that now.
Oh my gosh. I would never imagine Ricardo saying that.
Yeah, like he only says that type of shit to me whenever me and him are like battling each other. Like, so he grabs the bamboo and starts whacking the kid on the back with it. Like, he's that pissed. Oh my God. And the kid, he runs off, right? And me and Ricardo go back to our backyard and we lock it, right? And then he comes up. He's like, can I come in now? And we both yell at him, fuck no. That was probably one of the craziest experiences because he was like one of the little fucking kids and he was being such a little dick. Mm-hmm. Oh, also, I kind of wanted to say this podcast. Should this podcast be, like, weekly?
I don't know. Let's leave it to the comments. If anyone watches this, really, then I guess we can make this weekly. So, nothing really goes on in my life, but besides, so there's this guy, and, basically he's like, in case you didn't know, Carlos and I used to go to the same school. And in that school, I'm going to talk about Martin.
We've been friends for 2 years now. Yeah, he's this kid. I'm not going to say it on this podcast because that shit's too personal. But he did some shit that was unspeakable and he bragged about it.
Yeah, so basically in 5th grade, we had our music teacher. And then there's this innocent kid named Curtis. And he was kind of tempered and he once made fun of his name, like Cactus or
they would call him Cactus
or
Curtis.
Like Curtis the Cowboy. Wait, is there a character named Curtis the Cowboy?
Let me search it up.
It's Cowboy Curtis, right?
Boy.
Yeah, Cowboy Curtis. There's a character named that.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, Martin was, like, really big on this because he was so messed up. We got in some beef. Martin tried to blackmail me, saying, you have to call Curtis by, Cowboy Curtis or Cactus for 2 days. Or else I'm gonna tell the teacher you said the F word. And then I was like, dude, you have a bad reputation with the teachers. I'm not gonna take that. and he attempted to tell the teacher, and then the teacher's like, Martin, you've been in so much trouble. I don't trust this. And then Martin was furious, and then he was like hot-tempered, and then Martin was like, dude, I'm gonna tell on you on every teacher I can, see if I can get you suspended. He didn't actually say that, but he was like that. And I was like, dude, no one's gonna trust you. You have a bad reputation with every teacher.
Yeah, like this kid, my cousin Ricardo, he flipped a desk over and brought a pair of scissors to Ricardo, and he was like, I will fucking kill you. I swear to God.
Yeah.
He said that to Ricardo. Ricardo has so much stories about this fucking kid because he was in his class.
Basically, in 3rd grade, I saw Martin. He was in my transfer class. And then I saw Martin goes to Robbie, pushes the chair into the desk as hard as he can, and freaking tries to suffocate him. And Robbie, his arms were under the desk, so he couldn't push himself away. And I see it. I'm like, what the fuck, Martin? What is wrong with you?
Dude, what an idiot. Martin is such an idiot. Yeah, like, it was, we're also at that age where if anybody says fuck, we're like, oh, I'm telling the teacher. You know, but now it's like if somebody says fuck, they're like, oh, I don't really care. Like, if fuck, you say that probably like in every sentence in 2nd grade, or not in 2nd grade, 7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade.
Yeah, like, it doesn't really matter. And like, teachers hear kids say fuck at my school all the time, and they're like, oh, it doesn't really matter. But if they say something like, you know, the N-word, then they're gonna care, right?
Yeah.
But nobody really sees that. So Martin apparently thought that I was quote unquote popular because I hung out with Daniel, one of those jock kids at the school at the time. And the only reason I hung out with him is because I played jackpot with them, and eventually,
yeah, jackpot.
Yeah, we became close. So he thought I was quote unquote cool, right? And he, so this fucking kid, he's so stupid that my cousin, he knows that my cousin is Ricardo, right? So he, like, apparently, you know, if I'm quote unquote cool, and my cousin, he doesn't really hang out with Daniel, he just hangs out with like Roman and stuff like that, and his other friends in that class. Apparently he's quote unquote not cool, so he does everything he can to fucking like damage Ricardo. But Ricardo doesn't give a shit, right? So he, like I said, he flipped the desk over, threatened to kill Ricardo. And Ricardo cussed out Martin. But Ricardo didn't get in trouble. And Martin, he always gets in trouble, like, for everything he does. Everything he does, it's not like little shit. He does things that piss off the teachers and piss off anybody, right? Like, he's one of those kids. So,
right.
Yeah, so after he, like, flipped over the desk and threatened to kill Ricardo, he comes up to me the next day. He's like, hey, so, like, could I talk with Daniel and see if I can get in the crew? Like, there was not a fucking crew. Right? We just hung out with them, but he called it the crew. And I'm like, dude, you literally threatened to kill my cousin yesterday. Can you fucking leave me alone?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it was, and then he was like, no, dude, it was a joke. I didn't do it. Like, he's lying. I didn't do it. It was a joke. I didn't do it. Right? And
yeah, it was a joke.
Yeah, it was a fucking joke. You know, death threat, dude? That's a joke. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Dude, I'm joking.
It was a freaking joke. It was a freaking joke, Carlos. Don't you understand? Why are you saying this on the podcast? We're supposed to say things that are freaking problems.
But apparently it was a Sam Pepper social experiment, but no.
Yeah, it was Sam Paper social experiment.
Yeah, so I tell him, I'm like, dude, leave me alone. You're fucking weird. You're an asshole, right? So then the next day, there's this thing called a gaga ball pit where it's like a little circle and there's a ball and you would try to hit it to like hit other people's legs, and if the ball hit their legs, they would be out. And I was pretty okay. And my friend Alex was playing in it, right? And he had glasses on, and at the time I didn't have glasses on, but he did. So he's just playing, right? And then fucking Martin comes in. He's trying to hit it to Alex where it would hit his face. And I'm like, Martin, dude, stop. And he's like, I'm not trying to do anything. What are you talking about? Right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. If he just hits him in the face, they'll just tell the teacher, he'll get in trouble. Whatever, right? So it gets to the point where he's so fucking garbage at hitting the ball that he just goes up and kicks Alex in the face.
Oh my god.
And oh my fucking god, the kick had to have been like at least a little bit hard because his glasses broke and his nose was bleeding. So I fucking got Martin. I grabbed him by the fucking shoulder with both my hands and I took him to the teacher and I'm like, all right, so I grabbed him and I took him to the teachers and I'm like, he just kicked Alex in the face and it broke his glasses and he's bleeding now and he got suspended. I forgot how long, but he got suspended for a little bit. And yeah, that's the end of my side.
So my school doesn't really have many problems. It's kind of like calm school. Nothing really happens.
Says calm school like 30 minutes ago. Not 30 minutes, like 20 minutes ago. Oh yeah, so this kid beat the living shit out of this other kid. But yeah, it's a calm school. It doesn't really matter. It's a calm school. Don't worry.
Yeah, it only happened once. Like, it's in 6th grade.
Yeah, that thing doesn't really happen in 6th grade. But
yeah.
So these kids were about to fight in my school. Their names are Aaron and Craig. They were about to fight. And Aaron, he's like way stronger than Craig. Like this kid Aaron, he hit like if he tries to flex even a little bit, all of his muscles will pop the fuck out. Like that's how strong he is, right?
Oh my gosh.
And this kid Craig, if he tries to flex, like one muscle will show, that's it. Right? So they're like fighting because Craig said something to his girlfriend, right? And he wanted Craig to hit first, so if anything happened, Craig would get in trouble. And he wouldn't. So they never actually fought. They were just talking shit to each other. And it was like one of those like fights on like Instagram, and they see each other in real life. They're like, do something about it, do something. And they're like all in each other's faces, and nothing happens in the end. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching or listening. This was actually really fun to make. It was like one of our first podcasts.
One of
our first podcast. It was actually really fun. So, I mean, if you guys enjoy it, just put it in the comments, like it, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to hear more of our quote-unquote crazy stories. And I'll see you guys later.